Right, let's deal with the elephant in the room first, shall we? The Resident Evil 6 logo looks like a man giving head to a giraffe. We've got that out of the way. We're gonna move on. You know how I do it. Unscripted, unpolished, unprofessional. It's not really a review. I don't like to review a demo. I don't think it's really fair. They give you the warning. It's not the finished product. It's not polished. But we'll sort of a review, I suppose. The Resident Evil 6 demo. You get to play as all 6 playable characters up to this point that we know of. Three campaigns in one game. You got Leon, Chris, and Jake. Leon, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4, Chris Redfield, another staple Resident Evil character, and Jake. Jake's actually the bastard of Albert Wesker, I believe. If the internet's to be believed, then why would the internet lie? Huh? Never lied to me. Right, let's have a look. We'll have a look at Leon's campaign first. To be honest with you, it's quite a long video. Probably have a glance down, you can see the time. What we'll do is we'll just, as I'm watching, I'll talk through it with you. Unscripted, you know how I roll. Leon is the first campaign that I'm looking at here. Since Resident Evil 1, really, you can't really describe any Resident Evil title as survival horror anymore. It's been a massive criticism of the series. I know there's been a few shouts about the demo up to now. For the same thing, it's people want survival horror. People want the feeling of Resident Evil 1. I wrote it in my blog, thephranchize.com. There was moments in Resident Evil that really made your heart race, like I don't know, fighting the tyrant, when the dogs jump through the window, when you hear like the hunter's claws clicking on the floor and you've got no magnum bullets. Like it did generally get the heart racing. From what I can gather anyway, so far, they've sort of tried to recapture some of that survival horror instinct with the Leon campaign. Sort of trying to get the best of all the games and put them together in one. An impressive feat really when you think about it. If they're going to jam 3 campaigns, it has to be more than 1 disc. I'm going to go out on a limb and say a campaign per disc, maybe a 3-disc game. If you think how long Resident Evil 4 was, Resident Evil 4 you thought, alright, completed it. And like that was the first third of the game. You had that feeling like twice, 3 times that this was the end, only to open up a whole new chapter in the game. Resident Evil 5 wasn't exactly short, so how they're going to fit 3 campaigns onto 1 DVD. Blu-ray doable, but not so much on the DVD. So, like I said, Leon, you can see that it's more of a survival horror aspect of things, very dark. A feeling of being quite alone, even though you've got the other agent with you. In the demo, we kind of get that whole what's going to be around the next corner, what's hiding in the dark here. They put the little obligatory bangs and lightning crashes and things knocking pots off shelves, etc. It did quite get us. I was quite surprised. I was expecting more of a Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5 sort of action take on things, but we'll get that a bit later on. So, what you're saying there is just it's an early on the demo. I chopped it up. It's a pretty bad chop job, if I'm honest. It's not the best editing I've ever done, but you get the picture. Graphic wise, it's not a million miles away from Resident Evil 5. I mean, that's not a bad thing. I've seen some criticism up to now that they're expecting more and the graphics aren't amazing, but I mean, it hasn't taken anything away from the experience for me, if I'm honest. Leon's hair's still bloody beautiful, so it's, you know, it's, what do you want? An amazing game doesn't have to look amazing. Simple as that. Gameplay, above all else, can dictate how good a game is. I mean, look at Final Fantasy VII. Literally one of the best games I've ever played, but they were made out of like it was like Minecraft. You know what I mean? Apart from the cutscenes, but the cutscenes in here look pretty sharp. A little jittery at times, granted, but this is sort of the survival horror aspect here. Very little bullets kicking about. You're walking through the dark, you're hearing noises everywhere, you're on edge. I was quite impressed by it. I like the new ability to move while you're aiming as well. Some people are purists. Let's call them purists. They didn't particularly go for the whole moving and aiming thing. I mean, it's a natural evolution. If you want to stay at the top, you need to roll with the punches. You need to change. If you don't, you end up in the same boat as Call of Duty. People start to lose interest. People start to get a bit pissed off. Sorry, trying to curb the language. I know kids might be watching. People start getting a bit sort of bored of the same product all the time. So keep things different, change it up a bit. I mean, you never know. For me, I quite enjoyed it. And people criticising the graphics as well, because it's not like a massive leap from Resident Evil 5. But like that little death scene there, you can actually see her trembling as the last gasp of life. She fights to hang on to it. Unlucky. Love. No, that cry needs auto-tuned. I'm not dead. I am still here. I'm just watching the video with you. I can't really remember the editing job I did. Oh, this is another good bit. This is the survival horror aspect. Plunged into darkness. Excuse me, miss, you have something on your face. Oh my god! The quick time events are back. You get something hanging off you. Bash a button, wiggle a stick, that sort of thing. But the zombies look good. And people criticise them, like I said before. But I think the graphics are pretty good. They're not mind-blowing, but they're not far off. So I think it's about all I recorded for you, the Leon campaign. I wanted to do 3 videos of the 3 sort of bits you get in the demo, because they're a good 25 minutes each. It's not bad for a demo, really. Let's move on to Chris Redfield. Oh, how far the mighty have fallen. Look at him. You used to be a hero, Chris. What happened? Look at you. You're a mess. That's the other guy in the campaign. Sort of goes looking for him or something.
Listen, sweetheart. You're here to pour drinks and look pretty. So how about you shut your mouth?
Chris Redfield, you pig. You chauvinist pig. Nah, sort of, he's lost. I think that's the angle they're going for. At the beginning of this campaign, he's lost. Doesn't really know what he's doing. The events of the other Resident Evil games have warped his tiny mind. Finds solace in the bottom of a bottle, that kind of tortured hero I think they're going for. This is like, this is the Crid Redfield? I don't know who the hell he is. Chris Redfield. Yeah, well, Leon's kind of got the survival horror aspect nailed down. Limited ammo, a lot of darkness, a lot of creeping about, a lot of noises and whatnot. Ambience. Chris Redfield's back to the good old action of Resident Evil 5. Yes, it's not particularly horror. The things you're fighting are quite horrifying at times, but it's not particularly horror. I like the Blade-esque sort of body melt when you kill them as well. So you're getting more sort of, you're getting 2 different types of game. Really, you're getting your survival horror, which should keep the purists happy if they manage to nail it. And you're getting the action as well. Third-person action games do tend to do rather well. So I enjoy it. I know there's people complaining that obviously it's the aspect of sort of the not being able to to move when you're aiming added to the horror of things, because you need to get in the right position and fire your shots off, and moving about you kind of just run away, jump away from the horror. But I've got to disagree. I think positioning yourself, valid tactic. There's a few more mechanics added actually, like the combat mechanics. You don't necessarily have to be gunning everything down. Just whip a dig out. Smack him, crid! Smack him on the face, crid! Give him the old swift elbow to the jaw routine. But I enjoyed it. Not so much his backstory. I don't think Chris Redfield needed to be a dirty drunk. Don't think he needed to be Max Payne. You know what I mean? But I think we'll move on to the next one now. We'll have a look at Jake, the bastard son of Albert Wesker. I don't know what I would describe his campaign as. From what I played, again you had the big ass monster there. Shades of the Tyrant, really, some sort of giant Erdnak or something it was called. Some sort of weird, I'd imagine it's like a Russian name. It's gotta be. It's got the old Hannibal Lecter thing going on for him there. You know, delightful fringe. But sort of doing a bit of both. In this one you're running away, but you've got the gunplay as well, so you've got the horror because that bloody thing's chasing you. I mean, who wouldn't be scared of that? Especially if he's just WD-40'd that arm. It's going to be lethal. But Jake's more of a, I believe, the sort of angle they're going for, the backstory they're going for is Jake is a mercenary of sorts. Or so from what I've read. He has the cure in his blood for the new virus, which is pretty much what's destroying the world in this game. I can't remember, G virus or D virus? I think it's some sort of mutated herpes or something. I don't know. But, there's another little nice mechanic for the wrestling fans. Nice little cheeky German suplex there. But I went with. You get the option to flick through as well. You've got like your weapons and your grenades and your hell spray and whatnot. Jake gets the option of hand to hand as a weapon, which I thought was quite cool. I don't know why, because if you've got your gun on, you don't look down the barrel and you just hit the attack button. You do the same thing anyway. So I don't know why that's there. Although I've seen criticism about this boss fight, it did take me a while to do them in actually. People were like, oh, all you had to do was lure them around the barrels and shoot the red barrels. Like, well, so it's like, what's the problem? It's a demo, man. Get a grip. Did you enjoy the rest of it? He was a pretty tough boss, even if you had just drawn to the barrels. It took me a few goes to kill him, so it can't be that bad. But like I don't know what I'd describe this part of the campaign as. Is this more action or is this more survival horror? I'm gonna err on the side of action, but it should keep the game going because he's an interesting character from what I picked up from the demo, and any son of Wesker's gonna be worth a watch. Wesker's like the ultimate video game bad guy, albeit slightly stereotypical, with these leather jackets and these sunglasses indoors, the Maverick. But so that's it from the Resident Evil 6 demo. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a few more opinions on the blog, so the Phranchize.com, and it'll be titled Resident Evil 6. You know, keep it simple. Until next time, boys and girls, you are dead. Good night.